That was all from my butthole. Just kidding. I just cut my own hair. Think I did a pretty good job. I have a lot of you asking me what I do when I get my hair cut, and I wait until it's about a ½ inch longer than this, and I go so about an inch and a half on the top, and then I get it real short on the sides, and I basically fade it up into it, and I just do it myself. Just kidding. I definitely don't cut my own fucking hair. That hair that you see is from my legs. Yep. Because today is leg day, and the #1 key to getting a good pump on leg day is having nice hairless legs so that you can see the veins popping. So that's what today's about to be. About to go hit legs here at the gym here in a bit. This camera's gonna die, so we'll see how much I actually get to film, but here we go. Taking my pre. Guys, the cool thing about this pre-workout is it don't matter what time you take it. 9:12, if you can see that. 9:12 p.m. about to go hit legs, taking a full scoop of this shit because it doesn't matter how late you take it because it doesn't have any stimulants in it. The issue with all these pre-workouts nowadays is they all have a shitload of stimulants in them. And I'm not saying the ones with stimulants are bad, you just have to be really careful about when you take them. And I like to lift late at night sometimes, therefore I have a pre-workout that doesn't have stimulants. And if you're like that, or maybe you just don't like the energy you feel from it, or maybe a little bit of a crash after, then you should check this out. It's just great nitric oxide pre-workout. I've talked about it a shitload before in Snapchat and Instagram and stuff, and even on this channel. And basically I like it because it gives me a fucking sick ass pump, and nitric oxide is just good for you anyways. A bunch of different benefits for it. Leg day. That hoodie though. What's going on, everybody? So I'm gonna take you guys through a leg workout real quick. As you see, I'm just on the stair climber to start up my leg workout. This is just to warm up my legs, just to get some blood pumping in them. I always go 5 minutes either on the Stairmaster or the bike, or maybe I'll just do some walking on a treadmill on an incline, something just to get my legs warmed up before I get into a leg workout. And then as you saw, I was cracking my back real quick. That's just a personal preference. You don't have to do that. Then here, what I'm actually doing is actually loosening up my knees. I grew up a volleyball player, so I have some knee issues. Specifically, I have patellar tendonitis. And so these are just a couple therapy exercises that I do before my leg days so that I can basically get some blood flowing through my knees, because I have a little bit of inflammation in my kneecaps when I'm hitting legs, just because of my past of a bunch of basically landing hard on my legs over and over and over and over again every day. So yeah, I start by warming up, basically loosening up the patellar tendon, and then here what I'm doing is basically loosening up my hip flexors. Most important thing to remember here is that you want to squeeze the glute. You want to flex the glute of the back leg. And then as you squeeze that glute, you want to basically lean forward a little bit, and that's going to stretch that hip flexor. So as you can see, I warm up quite a bit before a leg day. I'm actually probably at the gym for 15 minutes before I actually get into a workout. And then here, I'm just doing squats, 135 real quick. That was not a counted set. That was just a warm-up set basically to get the blood flowing to my leg muscles. And then this was my first working set. So as you can see, I'm starting this workout off with squats. And most important thing to remember with squats is that you guys just want to drive through your heels, and you also don't want to lock your knees out at the top, and you also don't want to go down. You want to go down to about 90 degrees with your legs, but you don't want to go down too far. I actually remember after this leg day, my lower back was hurting because I actually went down too far, and there is a muscle in your lower tailbone area that basically gets extended when you go down too far. So you don't want to go down too far. That's actually something that I'm going to make a video about in the future. So I did 4 sets of squats, went up in weight each time. I was actually doing a high rep workout, but then after squats are just a good compound lift. After squats, I went to reverse lunges with the barbell, and I stayed with this same weight the whole time. But basically with these, this is just supposed to be targeting your quads. So what you really want to focus on is basically getting the mind-muscle connection with your quads on this exercise. You could very easily push through your heel with this and focus on hitting a little bit of your hamstrings and your glutes here, but you really want to focus on squeezing with your quad all the way up to the top, getting that peak contraction at the top, going down, and you actually don't really even want to touch your knee to the ground. A couple times I think I did on accident here, but for the most part you want to keep your knee about a ½ inch above the ground.
Oh, this is fucking hell. If y'all don't sweat at the gym like this, y'all need to rethink how you guys do what you guys are doing at the gym. Cause this is how I am every workout. This knees are fucking hell right now. Off of some ham curls.
Alright, got cut off there, but now I'm going on to some hamstring curls. What I want you to see here is how I actually got into this exercise. I basically felt my ankles on it first, and then I lowered my chest down onto the mat, and then I actually propped up on my elbows. This is just a personal preference because I actually feel it more in my hamstrings. I don't really know exactly why. I actually do plan on looking into that. But most important thing to remember when you're doing hamstring curls is that you want to dorsiflex your ankles. Basically, that means you want to point your toes up as much as possible to cancel out any kind of calf activation you would normally be doing. That way, you can isolate your hamstrings as much as possible with this exercise. After hamstring curls, I went on to just leg extensions. This is going to be focusing on the quads. Obviously, as you can see, my feet are a little wider out than my knees are. This is because there are multiple muscles in your quads. My inner quad muscle is actually much more developed than my outer quad muscle. So what I do is I basically move my feet outside of my knees, and that is going to hit my outer quad muscle. If I move my feet inside of my knees, that would hit my inner quad muscle. So keep that in mind depending on how your quads are developed. After this, I'm finishing it off with some calf work. Could definitely use a ton of calf work. I wish this fucking gym had some seated calf machines, but they don't, so I make the best out of this stuff. What you want to focus on here is full range of motion. You want to go all the way down, get that stretch on your calf, but you don't want to lose tension. Get the stretch on your calf, and then you really want to explode up and try to get that peak contraction as much as physically possible. That way you're getting full range of motion and you're getting the maximum amount of micro tears on your calf muscle. And another thing is that you want to go high reps with calves because you're walking around on them all day. Therefore, they're used to volume, so you have to go high rep to actually stimulate the muscles. Hope you like the leg workout. Enjoy.
And that does it. So, just finished up the legs. Now comes the most important part, people. Feeding yourself. Eating a meal after you work out is the most important part of lifting. And I don't understand why some people don't understand that. So I'm gonna go home right now. I'm gonna I'm gonna basically heat up some, or I guess throw it on the pan and cook up some 6 ounces of pre-cooked chicken that I already grilled and 250 grams of sweet potato. And that'll probably be my last meal of the night, or I might be going to get food with the chica. So we'll see what I end up doing. It's already 11 p.m. I gotta go home, shower, walk Brutus, so we'll see if I have time to go out to eat or if I'll just have some chicken and sweet potato. But other than that, that does it for tonight. Tomorrow morning I'm off to San Diego. I'm meeting at we're actually taking the train down so we can work on the way, hook up to Wi-Fi, get a little room on the train. And I'll be in San Diego all weekend. We're going to this marketing summit. Gonna be some great networking going on, and I'm gonna try to vlog it for you guys. So see you soon.